I'm wrapping up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to cut through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie.
Yes. Hope you're well. I've just come off another show. Wanted to do a little bit of a Liverpool update show. Obviously, there's been some news about some of the injuries that we've had. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I also wanted to cover just a couple of things about the upcoming games because of the tactical change that might happen. Before we do anything, though, if you can please hit the likes and subscribe, really appreciate that. I really appreciate that right now. Anyone who's not a subscriber, please subscribe, especially if you're a Liverpool fan. Got loads and loads of content to cover in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, Liverpool have got 12 games in the next 22 days or something, which is an insane amount of football ahead. And we can also look at that. We can look at the games, and we can look at kind of the form guide as well in how we played against these against these teams before. So we can also do a deep dive into that. There's a couple of things which I also wanted to talk about around players' availability and moving into next year with Liverpool. Obviously we've been linked with a load of players. It's also come out, I think it was yesterday, that Liverpool's main target for the next transfers is going to be a winger and a defender. It hasn't specified what type of defender that is. Like right now, I'm not going to lie, we could probably do with a right back, if I'm completely honest. I just don't see Frimpong being a right back for Liverpool. Conor Bradley, we can have a look at Conor Bradley's injury record because it's horrendous. The guy's never available. He's injured again now. He's out for the next 7 games. So 7 out of the next 12 games, he's going to be injured. Florian Wirtz is also going to be missing for probably about 3 to 4 games. So we can also look at that. The weird thing is, I actually think the injuries that we've had are probably going to help Slot, which we can also talk about in more detail, and also bring it up on the tactics board. It's just crazy. It's just like I'm hearing so much about Liverpool fans now who are panicking about Nottingham Forest. Like, when was Nottingham Forest ever a threat? Like when have they ever been a threat? Like, seriously, like they've just not been a threat before. Like, they beat us last season, yeah, and they drew with us. But before that, Nottingham Forest have never even been a thought like that they're going to do anything to us. And now it's a case of like they could beat us. Like Sean Dyche long ball. Oh my god! Panic, panic, panic! Like what are they going to do? Like they come to Anfield. I'm like, really? Is this what we are? Is this what's been reduced to us now? Because we've lost 8 games in 11. We've lost 8 games in the last 11. Like, is that what we are now? We're just a bag of nerves. We're getting rattled. We're worried about everything. Like, it's crazy. Like, we've just literally had a conversation about Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. Like, both being sold next season, both being dropped. Like, it's just crazy how the tables have completely flipped because of this manager. Because of this manager. Like, do you think we'd have these problems if we'd still had Jurgen? Do you think we'd have these problems if we'd have got a guy that would have had a DNA, a formula, a system that he's willing to go with and knows that would work? Like, do you think we'd have these problems if we hadn't signed all the players that we've just signed? Because that's what seems to be another excuse is, oh well, it's because we signed Vert, it's because we signed Isaac and Ekitike and Kirkez and Leone and we got rid of Trent and we got rid of Diaz. That's the reason why. Like, really, that's the reason why. I'm sure there's 99% of all of the managers in the league that would love to have the players that we've just signed. They would love to have those players. Like, Manchester City would love to have Wirtz. Real Madrid would love to have Wirtz. Bayern Munich would love to have Wirtz. Like, you don't think there's a team in the world that would love to have Alexander Isak? Really? Really, I think there's a lot of teams that would love to have Alexander Isak. I think there's a lot of teams that would love to have Ekitike and Kirkez. Like, we need to just stop this nonsense. Like, we need to stop this nonsense. And look, we know for a fact now that he's on borrowed time and he's only got probably till January to sort this out. Because if he doesn't sort this out, then he'll be gone and a new guy will come in and he'll probably be given some money to sign some players. Unless he's already signed the players. Unless he's already signed Semenyo or he's already signed Mark Guehi. But from listening to Arnie, I'm not sure we're going to sign a defender. And that really worries me because we are down to the bare bones. Like, we're down to the bare bones. We can't play Gomez because we have nobody else. We can't play Gomez because he needs to have a guy that can play left back, right back, and centre back available. So he keeps him on the bench as a utility guy. So we can't bring him in. Like, you can't bring him in to play because then he doesn't have that versatility on the bench. And that's probably the problem. But also, he wanted to sell Gomez. Gomez was almost going to AC Milan. Like, he was almost getting sold. So we had no problem getting rid of him. So we expect him to be all hunky-dory and just like be a professional. Just suck it up, mate. Suck it up. We were going to sell you, but now we're not. Now we're not because we couldn't sign Guehi. So you're staying and you're just a bench player. So that's pretty much how it is. So the game tomorrow, does anybody actually think that he's going to play Calvin Ramsey or Joe Gomez as a right back? Does anybody actually think that's going to happen? Or do you think it's going to be good old Dominic Szoboszlai? Good old Dominic Szoboszlai. You can go and play right back again, mate. You can go and play right back again. Do you think it's going to be Dominic Szoboszlai? And Raz just put it in the chat. It's a good point. He's one game away from a suspension, and also so was Bradley. Bradley was also one game away from one yellow away from a suspension. So is that it? Is that what's going to happen? Is that what's going to happen? Or Curtis? Good point. Or Curtis? Or Curtis? But like I said on Don's show just now, can we afford to play a midfielder as a right back? Because then we don't have any midfielders. Because we've lost Wirtz. So we've lost a midfielder and we've lost a right back. And we've also got our other right back injured. Can we afford to play 4 midfielders in the team? That's the question. Can we afford to play 4 midfielders in the team? And that means whether you play Curtis Jones at right back or you play Dominic Szoboszlai at right back. Can you afford to play them? Because if you're playing Dom at right back, say, you've got Gravenberch, you've got Curtis Jones, and then you've got McAllister as the 3 midfielders, and then you've got a midfielder as your right back. All you've got on the bench is Endo. That's it. You've got Endo as your only other midfielder. You've obviously got Trey Ione, but that's it. That's your only midfielder. Like, what are we doing here? So, is that going to happen? Or is he going to play Calvin Ramsey, who, for me, had a decent game against Crystal Palace? Like, the rest of the place stunk out. Gomez stunk. Leone was good, but he got injured. What do you do? Leone didn't play. What am I talking about? Leone got injured in the other game. Sorry, Leone got injured against Southampton. So what do you do with that team? Because you are really down to your only centre back on the bench and your only midfielder on the bench. Like, that's how down to the bones we are right now. Like, are we probably going to have Rio and Morrison and Ione on the bench? Like, is that how it's going to be? Like, in this game? Like, is that what we're down to on the 21st of November? 21st of November, we're down to the bare bones. Like, if Alisson's not 100% fit, then maybe Alisson doesn't play, and we play Mamadashvili, and then we've got what? We've got a kid on the bench as the sub goalkeeper. Like, sorry, not a kid. Our third choice goalkeeper on the bench. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, we've signed a load of players. And we can't play them. Like, we can't play them because they're injured. Like, Frimpong's injured. Wirtz is now injured. Alexander Isak is still not 100% fit. Like, Bradley's now injured. Like, the goalkeeper's coming back. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is genuinely crazy that Liverpool are having another injury crisis. Like, this was supposed to be done. Like, we're supposed to have the fitness guy. We're supposed to be able to cope with injuries now. Like, what we're doing now is we're still getting injuries. And we're getting injuries because we're doing dumb stuff. We're doing dumb stuff like bringing Isak back too quickly and playing him when we didn't need to play him. We need to play him in games. We had Ekitike, but Slot wanted to give him 90 minutes. And what happened? We broke him. And then you've got the fact of Frimpong's never had a frigging injury. He's already had 2 at Liverpool. And we already knew that Bradley was injury prone. And woe and behold, Bradley's injured now. And he's for 7 games. It's an absolute mess. It's a mess. All it takes now, literally, for just the season to be completely destroyed for Liverpool, is for Virgil van Dijk to get an injury or Canate to get an injury. One of those get an injury, we're done. We're toast. We're toast. If Robbo gets an injury, we're toast. Robbo gets an injury, then we've only got Kerkez, which means we'll have to carry on playing Kerkez, who clearly doesn't fit the system, clearly doesn't play well in an Arnie Slot system. Like, we are really down to one player injured in different positions, and we are screwed. Like, we are screwed. Like, the next 7 games could be horrible. They could be horrible. And they're against horrible teams that play rough football, like Grox. Like, there's some big players that will be throwing their weight around and trying to put the tackles in. Like, they'll be putting the tackles in. Do not worry about that. Like, this season, Liverpool are like shrinking violets. Like, Liverpool aren't putting tackles in. They're not winning the 50-50s. Like, they're losing their duels. Like, we have been poor in the battles. We've been poor in the battles all season. We haven't been winning our battles when we should against many teams this season. And I worry that the next couple of games, it's when you need your fighters. It's when you need your fighters. You need your big men to step up. You need the big players to step up in these games. Because Sean Dyche's team's going to make it ugly. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be an ugly game. It's going to be ugly like it was against Brentford. And we weren't up for the fight against Brentford. We weren't. We didn't fancy it. We didn't fancy the fight against Brentford. And we lost. We got West Ham as well. Do you think West Ham's going to be ugly? I think West Ham's going to be ugly as well. Like, I think West Ham at their ground are starting to get a bit of form. And they've got a couple of Groks in there as well, especially their midfield. And then you got Sunderland. Sunderland, really? Like, they are ugly. They are fighters all over the park. Ballard, Granit Xhaka, like, ugly. Getting stuck in, dirty, yellow cards, fouling left, right and centre, not conceding many goals at all this season. Are we up for that fight? Are we up for that fight? We're going to be missing Bradley, who is normally up for a fight. I'll give you that. Like, the guy gives it his all. The guy's got 4 yellow cards, hasn't he? He's got 4 yellow cards. He's a fighter. We're going to miss him. We're going to miss him. And I think our midfield's going to have a problem. Because I think there's one individual in that midfield that just isn't working. And it's Alexis McAllister. And he's just come back from an international tournament. He's just come back from an international. So he's just done, I don't know, 1,000,000 miles. He didn't play well for Argentina, by the way, in that game. I think that's going to be one that's probably not going to be up to speed. He never really is after the international games. And I also worry about Dominic Szoboszlai. And the reason I say this is Dom's just suffered quite a bit of heartbreak because he's quite possibly been a standout player in the tournaments, in the qualifiers, and to lose going to the World Cup in the last minute when you were on the bench. By the way, like, you were on the bench, like, you couldn't affect the game. You were on the bench. You did your bit. You set up one of their goals. for that to happen, you need a lot of resilience to come back from that. And I don't like I genuinely worry about Dominic Szoboszlai because we put so much pressure on him. Like the whole team does, to be honest. Like most of the time, Dom's doing about 3 persons work in midfield. And if it's a case of look, Dom, you're gonna have to go in and do the right back job, that's a lot to ask for. Like that's a job that you don't want to do. That's a job that you're not particularly good at. That's a job that when you have played it, you've been at fault for some of the goals. And I just think if you're going to play and you want him to just be firing on all cylinders again, make it easier for him. Make it easier for him. Put him in the pivot next to Curtis Jones. Put him in the pivot next to Curtis Jones. Or put him in the 10 position or the advanced 8 with Curtis and Gravenberch in there. So you've got some stability. And just go with Calvin Ramsey as your right back. Just go with Calvin Ramsey as your right back. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Seriously. Seriously, what is the worst that could happen than playing Calvin Ramsey? All right, then. Play Joe Gomez, then. Play Joe Gomez. Like, Liverpool don't have any options. There's very few options right now in that position. Very few. And it's just a crazy one. Like the Nottingham Forest at Anfield is like, oh my god, oh the world's ending. Like I'll ask you in the chat as well. Like there's 100 of you in here. Big up everyone that's come over from Husam's show, and big up Husam for the raid. Really appreciate it. And also big up Tyler Jones for the super chat. Have a good time at the game. Hopefully we win. Long way to go. There is a long way to go. You're absolutely right. There's a long way to go. Does anybody think that we could lose at home to Nottingham Forest tomorrow? Does anybody think we could lose? I'll ask you in the chat. Does anybody think we could lose this game? And does anybody think that playing Dominic Szoboszlai in the right back position is a good idea? Because everybody was saying that Dom should be the right back. Like everyone was saying, there's our right back sorted. Dom can be the right back. Done deal. That's it. Does anybody think that's a good idea? If we do, it's chaos. Don't disagree. So my spin on it, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you the tactics board. 2 seconds. I'm not going to do a long show. I'm going to show you the tactics board. So this, I mean, this was completely different because I took some players out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move players back into position. Taking Verts out as well now. That's crazy. This is crazy. Okay, so I'm just taking a few players out. So I'm going to put Dom in there. I'm going to move their players out of the way. 2 seconds. And the ball. I'll put the ball up there. So we've got Ekitike. You've got Mo Salah. So we've got Ekitike, Mo Salah, Cody. That's your 3. And then you got, where's McAllister? McAllister. Okay, so this would be the team with, this would be the team. Where's Jones? Have I just moved Jones? There he is. Okay, so that's Jones. Okay, so So this would be the team that sets up. This is what I think. This is what I think will be the team that sets up. Okay. So we love to play. So we love to play this transition football through the defence. Yeah, this is Slot's total arse ball, which I call it. So this is this is the setup that I think will be played. Yeah, it could be McAllister Jones the other way round. I don't 100% know, but bear with me. So when we build out from the back, this is why I've said on Dom's show that I actually think because Wirtz and Bradley are out, I actually think it's going to benefit Slot, and I'll show you why. So, say for example, Mamadashvili actually doesn't play, and Alisson's back because there's rumours Alisson is back. So I've got the ball. Okay. So when we build out from the back, yeah, the players that have the ball the most all season right now is Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Gravenberch, and Dominic Szoboszlai. And they're the ones that touch the ball the most. They have done all season. But Dom's played up here a lot. He's also played here, and he's also played here. I think he's had 5 games as a right back. So this will be his 6th game if he plays. Okay. Now, look at it like this. Yeah. Building out from the back, we like to have 3 defenders as we build out from the back. Yeah. That's how we play. We've done it all season. Robbo goes out or Bradley goes out. Recently, Bradley has stayed deeper. Yeah, and he's been using Bradley deeper. Robbo fills in as the centre-back when in defence against the opposition. But Robbo's been coming quite high like this in this kind of area. So he comes like out here or up here. This is kind of how Robbo's been playing recently. If we have Dom here, I think we've got more control going forward into midfield because you've got your Mack that will always drift left. Mack always drifts this way. He always drifts into this position. You got Robbo over here. You've got Cody obviously here. Cody does do track and back, which is good. Salah doesn't do track and back, but that's okay because Dom can cover there and Grav has been going much further forward. So if Grav moves further forward, Dom will then come into this position and then Konate and Virgil can move into a back 2. And Curtis Jones naturally stays in midfield. So if Dom does play as the right back, I do feel like we would have more of a shield in front of the back 2. And Robbo might actually come back and do more defensive work. And then you've got your 5 instead of your 1, which we've had most of the season, if I'm completely honest. And it's normally been Gravenberch. But then sometimes it's not even Gravenberch. So then you've got Jones, you've got Dom. Grav can come forward more. Salah can obviously do what Salah does. Cody can come in. Matt can stay around here. And Ekatike can stay here. So we are doing the same 3, but we'll have a midfield. But we'll only have a midfield because of Dom will be a right back and he will gravitate into the midfield. I mean, he'll probably play around this area here, to be honest. Mac might do a bit of covering here. But it would give more of a shield against our defence. And if the opposition play a long ball down the wing, Jones is going to be around that area. Robbo's going to be around that area, which means if their winger gets it and they have an attacker like up against Virgil or they have an attacker up against Konate, you've got Dom who's got the legs to get back, but you've also got Dom that can be around the midfield, and he can also push wide in case they've got any wingers. And Curtis Jones will stay in this area more. But that's if McAllister plays in the 10 or the advanced 8. And then you still got Gravenberch who can still fill in. I just feel like this accident could help Arnie. The fact that Bradley's out, so he's gone, which means the only player you're going to play in the defence now is actually going to be a player that's more comfortable transitioning the ball, which we haven't had, which is what he wants. He wants to have an inverted right back. Like, he's been trying to do inverted right back or inverted left back all season. Like, if it's not Kirkes, then it's Robbo. If it's not Bradley, then it's Frimpong, and neither have worked. But Dom would work, and Curtis Jones would work. But then this is the problem I've got. Your bench is Isaac, which is a great bench player to have. Gomez, who can cover in centre backs, left back, and right back. But you can't play him as a right back because then you don't have anyone on the bench who can be a defender, a central defender. You got Ramsey, you got your goalkeeper, you got your midfielder, and he's your only midfielder left, by the way. He's your only midfielder left. If you play Dom there, then if you want to sub a midfielder, you got to bring Endo on. And this is the problem. Like, if we have to sub a midfielder tomorrow, it's Endo. Or we're going to do the same old switcheroo where you put Dom into the midfield and then bring on a right back. Well, that's going to be is that going to be Gomez? Is that going to be Gomez that you bring on for Dom, like towards the end of the game? Or are you then going to, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know what we do because we're so limited off the bench. We're so limited off the bench that the substitutions we make will determine on the formation that we play. Like, we haven't got the flexibility to move players around, like, and change the style. So if we have to sub Dom or we have to sub a midfielder, then it would be Endo comes on, which means you're more defensive straight away. So you lose that attacking flair that maybe you want. You also lose the fact that you can't do much transitioning in the midfield, and you can't. I mean, for God's sake, you couldn't bring Endo on and put him as a right back. Like, we tried that against Bournemouth, and we conceded 2 goals as soon as he came on. I just feel like we're really limited from the bench now. Like, if we do play Dom. But if we do play Dom, it would make Slot's system work better. Like, I'm kind of stuck with it. I'm stuck with it either or now. Like, because I don't think they're going to get rid of him until January, if they do. But I think they're only going to get rid of him if we lose like 5 games or 4 games or whatever. And then you've also got that situation with Alexander Isak. You're right. Like, because Wirtz isn't there, you're now going to, like, you know, Ekitike is going to get subbed because Ekitike's never finished a game. So Isak's going to come on for Ekitike, and then you're playing Salah, Isak, Gapco, and Salah and Gapco aren't going to provide anything for Isak, really. Really, he's not. They're not the type of players that are going to do that for him. I don't know, man. I'm completely lost now, like, because the whole setup is so reliant on the inverted system that the only player who can play there for me now is probably Dom. And if you're playing Dom there, then you're losing a midfielder. You're using another midfielder, which means then You're down to Endo and Nione, and they're not players you can bring on to change a game. Like, we've got nobody to change the game off the bench for midfield. Like, at least Harvey Elliott could do that. Like, Harvey Elliott could score winners. Harvey Elliott could flip a game on his head with an assist or something. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I just want to show you that list as well, because the injury list is, I mean, he's gone. Like, you might as well just put him over here, because he might as well be not at the club. So he's gone. He's injured as well. So these two are like long term. Frimpong's injured. So they're all out. I mean, on the bench, are we probably going to see Reece Williams? Like, are we probably going to see Reece Williams on the bench, or Nallo? Like, the guy who gets red cards all the time? Like, I think these players are going to end up starting to make their way into the team. Like, maybe you see these knocking around the team soon, because we are literally threadbare. So it's crazy. Like, Cody's fine. Cody's fine to do that job. Like, he's fine. I've got no issues with Cody coming back into that position. No issues at all. McAllister's will need to come off. He won't be able to play 90 minutes. So then you're taking McAllister off, and you're probably going to, if you take McAllister off, then Dom's probably going to go into there. And then you got Grav and Jones. Then you got Virgil, Robbo, Canate, and then maybe you then do bring on Ramsey. And then Ekitike will come off. You never do 90 minutes. Then you got Isaac coming on. Then you got Mo and Cody. Like, Cody will probably stay on the whole time. Mo can stay on the whole time. Virgil can stay on. Canate can stay on. I mean, Grav can stay on, but can Curtis do a whole 90 minutes? Like, he hasn't played a huge amount of football. So what happens with him? Like, he'll have to do a full 90. Like, I don't know, man. Like, does Gomez then come on for Rams and come on for the right back? Then you've got all your centre backs on the pitch. So then you're running the risk of, if Gomez goes down, then you've got no backup centre backs. Like, it's crazy. You're right. You're absolutely right. Like, we are stuffed if someone gets injured now. We are. We're stuffed if someone gets injured. Oh, and guess what? Oh, yeah, but we'll target loads of attackers. Like, we'll buy loads of attackers in January. Like, really? That's the actual position that we're okay with. Like, that's the actual position where we can actually change the game, because we can bring Chiesa on, we can bring Ekitike on, or we can bring Isaac on, or we could bring Kay Gordon on if we want. We could bring Rio Engamoa on if we want. Like, we actually have loads of options in attack. We don't have any in midfield, and we don't have any in defence. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy that we've left ourselves in this situation. It's crazy that we've left ourselves in this situation. It really is. Like, we left ourselves with our fourth choice centre-back was an 18-year-old kid. Like, that shouldn't have been an option. Like, it should have been Guehi. Should have been Guehi, or it should have been somebody else. Like, it should have been a recognised defender, because we were going to sell Gomez. So we obviously didn't have a problem moving him on. Like, well, why did we get rid of Quansah then? Like, I don't understand why we actually got rid of Quansah then. What was the point in doing that? Like, it's a madness. It is a madness right now. It really is. And look, for me, like I've talked about it. I've talked about this on other channels, and I'll set it up so you can see it. But I think right now, if we want to stop conceding goals and we want to carry on playing some of the football that Arnie plays, I actually think a back three could work, and I'd actually put Grav in it. So I'd put Grav in the back three. Then you still got Gomez on the bench, so Gomez and Ramsey are still there to cover these areas, and then I'd play Jones, Dom. Then you've got two really, really good midfielders who've got loads of energy, can get up and down the pitch. Yeah, then you've got those two in the midfield, and you'd have, you could also have McAllister as well, by the way. So you could actually play those three. And then on this side, you would have Kirkez just being Kirkez. Like, he could play a wing back role easily. I ain't got a problem with him playing a wing back role. And then if you wanted, you could actually use Dom as a wing back because we haven't got Frimpong. But I would obviously use Frimpong. Like, if Frimpong was available, then my other player would be Frimpong. I mean, I do like Bradley, but I would use Frimpong. So you've got four midfielders, and I'd have a McAllister there, and then I'd have an Isaac or an Ekatike, and obviously, you know how much I like Wirtz. I'd put Wirtz there, and that would be my 3-5. Oh, sorry, I've got too many players. I wouldn't have McAllister. I'd have Wirtz, and then I'd have Isaac. Actually, the other way around. Yeah, no, I would. I'd have Isaac, and I'd have Salah. Like this. Bit more spread. These guys could provide width. Is that right? 3, 5, 2. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, I would have had McAllister, but McAllister's been so bad this season that I'd probably take him out now. And I'd use Wirtz, and Wirtz can cover this line. He can go this way. He can come in here. I mean, you know, if you want to see how Wirtz plays, then just watch him how he plays for Bayer Leverkusen, because he literally has all of this space here as his own. And in some of the moves, he's actually the furthest forward. But I'd just give him the space. Curtis and Dom can just sit. They can just sit, and Frimpong can provide width. Kirkez can provide width. And then Curtis and Dom can cover this line, this whole line. Canate can come this way. Virgil can come out this way to give us more stability. And then you've also got the outlet of the breaking the line passes from Virgil into Jones. Also, Grav can break the line passes into Wirtz. Canate can break them into Dom. I just feel like that system would actually help Slot a lot more. It really would. It would help Slot a lot more. And we've seen Gravenberch play as a centre back, and he's pretty good. But if he plays the middle centre back, then he's just the extra man. Like, you still have these two winning all their duels, but when they win the headers, Grav's in and around here to pick up the loose ball, and he's got Jones available, Dom available, and Wirtz if he needs him. There just seems like there's so much more space and availability of players and links to players. Like, look at all of the triangles here. Every single player's got a triangle. Like, there's triangles everywhere on the pitch, which is something we just don't have. We don't have triangles to connect the players. And I feel like that system would get the best out of Kirkez and the best out of Frimpong. and they're athletic enough to be able to come back and go forward. And for me, getting him and him closer together would be the best thing for all of us. Because the amount of times these two have connected for goals, when he's come running into the box and he's cut in and he's just cut the ball back for Wirtz. And it's familiar. It's just a familiarity. Like, they can be more familiar in a team. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good point. What's the point in talking? Yeah, but that's just my point of view. Like, if anyone wants to know the thoughts that I've had about maybe a system that might actually get the best out of the players the slot signed, then that's my system that I think will get the best out of the players the slot signed. And then look, if you're going to sign Semenyo, where does he play in that system? He doesn't play in that system. Guehi does, though. Guehi could come in and do a job there. Or he could do a job in the centre. Or Virgil can come into the centre and he can do a job on the left. Works either way. But yeah. Anyway, here you go. Does anyone think we're going to win tomorrow? Because I put it down for a 1-0 win. A 1-0 win. Does anyone think we're going to win? Anybody? Anybody think we're going to win? Okay. Everybody's really confident then. By the way, there's 100 of you in here. If you can hit the likes and subscribe, that would be amazing. I'm on the road to 2,000. I've been stuck on 1,900 and something for so long. So if anyone isn't a subscriber, please subscribe. Really appreciate it. Anyway, I am out of here. You all have the rest of your evening wherever you are. And fingers crossed that Mo scores on his 300th game for Liverpool. Fingers crossed. All right. And I will see you all on the next show when I'll be doing a review, but I'll be doing a conspiracy show on Sunday. So if you're not a member, please join. Please become a member. It's 99p and you'll get to see a conspiracy and rabbit hole show. Okay, so 1-1. 2-0. Ekatike gets one. Good. 2-2. I think 1-0 Mo Salah. 1-0 Mo Salah. And I will see you all later. Let me see if there's anyone else live. So let me see if there's someone else live and I can transfer you. Bear with me. I don't think there is, but I'll have a look. Let me see if there's anyone else live. 2 seconds. Right. Anybody live right now? Obviously, apart from me. Am I still showing the... I'm still showing the screen. Hang on. Let me stop that off. Yeah, let me see who's live. Bear with me. Who's live? Oh, this is so slow. This is so slow. Right. I think my computer's about to crash. Okay. Who's live right now? Who's live? So we've got... Nope, we haven't got anybody live right now. Hang on, is Beijing live? Nope, nobody's live. It's just me. Okay. All right, then. Well, you all have a good evening. 5-0, Hugo gets 3. Love it. Love it. I love the positivity. Football Talk podcast is live. Who's Football Talk podcast? Who is that? Who's that? I don't know who that is. I'm not even a subscriber. I don't know who that is. I don't know who they are, so I can't direct. Sorry. Then they won't let me direct to them because I don't know who they are. Oh, that's an interesting one. Who's your top 3 choices to take over if Slot gets sacked? So difficult. So my first choice is Eddie Howe. First choice is Eddie Howe. Second choice is De Zerbi. And my third choice would be... I'm talking about realistic, by the way. A realistic chance. Like, there's no point talking about Nagelsmann or anyone like that because he's the German manager, so we're not going to be able to get him. And my third choice would be Glasner. They're my three choices. The reason why I pick Eddie Howe is... So I'll give you my reasons, yeah? Eddie Howe has actually done remarkably well with Newcastle. Like, over the last 2 years, they've hardly had any money to spend. Last season, if it wasn't for the injuries they got at the end of the season and the fact that they were going for a cup, they could have finished second. Like, Eddie Howe could have finished second. He wasn't a million miles away from second at one stage towards the end of the season. They had a drop-off in the last, 3 games or something. But Eddie Howe was pretty close to being second, third, fourth, only by a few points. So you give Eddie Howe a better team, more budget, and I mean, for once, the guy had a plan to play Ekatike and Isaac together. Our guy's got no plan. So for me, I think that would be a good fit. I also think it'd be a good fit because he's worked with Hughes and Edwards before. They're all mates. You'd at least have a brilliant relationship and a nice harmony between those guys. There's a plan. Look, say what you want about him, but he got Bournemouth into the Premier League, and he got Bournemouth into Europe. Say what you want about him. And also, he's got Newcastle into the Champions League twice. And he's also won them a trophy the first time in 80 years. We're talking about things that Arnie did. And everyone's okay with Arnie. Everyone was okay with Slot in the end. Eddie Howe's done the same. His most expensive player he signed is Wolfmader. It's his most expensive signing. Like, he signed a few big players. Like, I think Isaac was 62 million. Like, that was his biggest signing before. Like, I do think, and he's young. He's not old. He's still a young manager. Like, for me, I think that one makes a lot of sense. And I think that one you could make happen because I don't think he's happy with Newcastle. I don't think he's happy with the fact that they sold Isaac in the first place. And I also think you could get him because his mates. I mean, come on, man! Like, he comes to Liverpool, and Isaac will be a revelation again. Like, that would work. That would work a treat. Yeah, the Newcastle supporters will go mad. I know that. And then you also look at the other guy that I said, De Zerbi. Sometimes you need a bit of a hard man, like someone who's puts his foot down. De Zerbi takes no prisoners, and I like De Zerbi's football. Like, and he's absolutely cooking with Marseille. He also beat PSG this season in the league with Marseille. I think De Zerbi is definitely one that could work, and he's also got Premier League experience, and Eddie Howe's got plenty of it too. That also helps. And then obviously my wild card would be Glasner, but Glasner, Premier League experience, like, just won a trophy with Crystal Palace, like, won multiple competitions with Eintracht Frankfurt and other teams. Like, these are all guys that win stuff. Like, they're all guys. Like, I didn't De Zerbi get Brighton to a cup final. Like, they're guys that could do it. Like, they could do something if they go to a club that really fits. So that's my three. That's my three picks. And look, I get the Bournemouth manager. I get that. But I just don't think he's done enough for me. Don't think he's done enough for me. Would Glasner go with a back four? No, Glasner would go with a back three. Like, and I'm cool with it. I've just shown you my formation that would work with the team, with the players that we signed. Like, Eddie Howe would make Ekitike and Isaac. Midfield would be a boss midfield, wouldn't it, under Eddie Howe as well? Midfield would be solid. Wingers, they'd be cooking. I'd be cool with it. I'd have no problems at all if Eddie Howe got announced as Liverpool manager. I'd have no problems at all with De Zerbi. I'd have no problems at all with Glasner. I think Glasner is on the verge of a big club. Like, I feel like his next move is a top four club. Like, I do. I feel like he could go to a big team, and I think he's ready for it now. De Zerbi, probably, like, Marseille will probably finish second or third, Champions League. They might compete for the league. Like, they're not a million miles off now. Newcastle aren't having a great season right now. They're not. Maybe this is the time for one guy to go, one guy to come in. I don't know. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool with Liverpool getting rid of Slot. I'm cool with Liverpool getting rid of Slot. If it's not working, it's not working. If it's not working, it's not working. We've been asked for a long time. That's what happens. Managers get sacked. Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Like, what I'm really happy about is all the players that we signed. Signed some amazing players. If the manager goes, the manager goes. We get a new guy in who's got an absolute set of toys to play with. You don't think the next guy would be like, oh my God, what am I going to do with these? Bet he's got an idea. I bet he'll play them where they're naturally good for a start. And this is the thing about it as well. I'll say this before I go. Slot's had a pre-season. Slot's had his pre-season. And we weren't good in the pre-season. And we haven't continued any kind of form into this season. The way we are playing is the way Arnie wants us to play. That's it. He's had his pre-season. All the players know what they're supposed to do. The system doesn't work in the Premier League. It works in the Champions League. But it won't work when you're coming up against really good teams in the Champions League. Especially if you play your Arsenals, your Manchester Cities, your Newcastles. Anyway, I'm out of here. You all take care. Good night. Good night.